Welcome to my session on marketing. In today's session, I'll be discussing about customer acquisition. In general, customer acquisition is persuading consumers to purchase a company's product or service. Customer acquisition refers to bringing in new customers or convincing people to buy your company products or services. It is a process used to bring consumers down the marketing funnel from brand awareness to purchase decisions. That is, creating an awareness to buy a particular brand of product and ultimately ending in purchasing that particular brand. Let me discuss about marketing funnel in my next slide. The cost of acquiring a new customer is referred to as customer acquisition cost. It is always beneficial for a company to go in satisfying the existing customers rather than finding out new customers, because this existing customers has the potential of bringing in new customers to your business through word of mouth, through referral programs and through loyalty programs. That's why companies spend a lot in acquiring new customers in the initial stages of their business. Once the customer acquisition process is complete, it then hands itself to a customer retention and reacquisition strategies. As I told you, this is what is a customer acquisition funnel, which consists of these 6 stages. The first being the awareness stage, where customer is given an idea about the products available in the market, wherein this awareness leads to interest. These two phases are created through product leads. The next is the consideration set, where the customer decides whether the product that he has seen or the brand which he has seen in advertisements or through word of mouth, is it meeting up with the consideration? Is he happy with the existing product or service? Is it under his consideration set? Does it satisfy his customer needs? All that is analyzed there. Then it happens to be an intent to purchase that particular brand, and having an intent to buy, he or she tries to evaluate the pros and cons of the particular brand that he or she has selected. So this happens among the prospects. That is, prospect is a person who has the willingness and ability to buy. So a company has to identify the right prospect for its business. Generally, people confuse leads with the prospects. Lead is actually the initial stage wherein the desire is created among the consumer, whereas prospect is the one which they need to concentrate on, where these people would turn out to be our future customers. So having said about prospects, the last decision that a prospect would end up is the purchase of the product. This is what is a customer acquisition funnel and the process starting from awareness to purchase of a product. Having seen the customer acquisition funnel, let me discuss the importance of customer acquisition. Customer acquisition varies according to special or specific business situations based on the organizations. This process is specifically concerned with issues like, acquiring customers at a lowest cost, acquiring as many number of customers as possible, and customers who are in fact indigenous and business oriented, who would bring up a lot of business in the future, and acquiring customers who would utilize newer business channel, etc. The process actually goes like this. First of all, when a company is planning to go in for acquiring new customers, then they have to understand the psychology of customers. They need to understand how each customer would feel and think in selecting their product and meeting up with the segment needs. The second thing that they would have to consider is the surrounding environment in which the business is operating, taking into consideration the cultural aspects, the technology, media, etc. The third being the consumer behavior and tendency in buying a specific range of product which is matching up with their needs. The fourth is being the customer's limitation of knowledge processing power, which influences the buying decision power. This is more like how the information gets processed in their mind and when do they make the purchase as such. The last is very important, wherein the company should seek out best strategies for effectively convincing new customers and making sure that the marketing campaign are reaching up with the expectations of the customer. In addition to the above said points, customer acquisition also depends on building a comprehensive relationship with them. Generally, companies try to ensure that they have a healthy relationship with the customers so that they have a continuous flow of revenue over a period of time, and it increases the consumers' repetitive purchase for their product. And there is also a possibility that the satisfied customer who seek to buy a special category of related products, apart from buying the regular products, they may choose other type of products also from the same supplier. If the organizations have many customers diverging their way to other organization and customer acquisition programs show less aggressiveness, then the organization faces terrible cash flow problems. This happens many a times because people feel that the competitor brands or the competitor offerings are very interesting. So let's see few of those cases wherein the organization should look upon in order to identify the real needs of the customers, or trying to find out what happens in each of these stages. This helps to determine the purchasing power, the pattern of customer, coping up the cash flow problem, etc. Now, having said about the various customer acquisition process, now comes the stages of customer life cycle. There are around 5 stages that a customer would turn up into a company from a prospect to leaving the organization. The first being the prospect, the second is first time buyers, and then the third is early repeat buyers. Fourth is core customers and core defectors. Let's look upon each of these stages in detail. The first one is being the prospects. Prospects, as I said earlier, are the one who has the affordability and willingness to buy the particular product. These are the actual customers who would be turning up in being a buyer for a company, so they can be converted easily provided you target them. These people should be treated like initial customers because they have the potential value of being a customer. The second is the first time buyers. As the name says, first time buyers, these are people who make the first buy, in the sense they buy the product of the company. These people would obviously have a lowest retention rate as they have not explored other products offered by the company. At the same times, they might fall into satisfied customers if they feel that the product features are matching up with the expectations, and they have to be convinced enough so that they stay with us for the future transactions. The third category is the early repeat buyers. Here, the customers will fall into this stage when they make at least one repeat purchase. In the sense, apart from the first time purchase, they should have done 2 or 3 purchases. Then we call them as early repeat buyers. These customers are more tended towards buying regularly as compared to first time buyers. Suppliers have chance of getting more and more business out of them because as they come again and again buying the products, there's a tendency of inflow of cash for the business. The fourth type is the core customers, where these are the customers who are turned out to be our regular customers who are very satisfied with the products as well as happy with the relationship with the supplier. They are quite flexible, they are considerate. Even if the supplier is making few mistakes, they are ready to forgo that and they feel that the mistakes can be effectively resolved by the supplier. So they have a good amount of trust with the supplier. Having highest retention rate, these customers are the most valuable assets of any organization, and they are being given special treatment to be a customer as a part of the organization. The fifth type is the core defectors. As you can make out, defectors are the people who face any problems with the existing suppliers. They turn out to be defectors. They have a tendency to switch to different supplier due to various reasons. The reasons which are listed is the first one being availability of more efficient and competitive products and brands in the market. They feel that there's a new set of products or brands which are matching up more than the existing one, matching up the needs of the new needs of the existing customers. And any of the important services not being entertained, maybe they are dissatisfied with a particular type of service, or they have been denied of certain services with the existing firm, so they would be looking out for something which is new. Any defect not rectified, this is also a worst thing that a company can do, because if they are not going to rectify the mistakes, there's a chance of losing still some more customers within the stipulated time. It has to be rectified by the company, or else it would lead to a lot of problems. And then boredom due to same product usage. So this is like for variety seeking buyers, they tend to get easily bored when they use the same product, so they would be looking out for something new in the market, which would lead to defectors for the company. That's why company comes out with a lot of new strategies, a lot of new products with slight variations in order to keep these customers with them, right? So but strategically coping up with the situation could actually result in retaining them. So companies takes a lot of measures which will be discussed in my future classes. So I here have got some successful companies which has got good customer acquisition programs. The first one being the Amazon Prime. The best way to acquire new customers, the successful strategies used by companies usually are the referral programs for their existing customers and customer loyalty program. So here I have taken the example of Amazon Prime. I think many of us use these services. The best part is that the loyalty program, which offers a wide variety of services to attract potential customers. The Amazon loyalty program is one of the most successful loyalty programs, which has around 100 million subscribers globally, and they are offering services for less than $12.99. To name a few, I think the benefits which are available to the consumers are delivery, instant video streaming, and then early and exclusive deals of groceries and free music and so on. The next example that I would be discussing is about Tesla. As you all know, Tesla has a valuation of $71 billion, but it has faced a lot of competition from other automakers. Though they are a very premium class brand, it's an innovative brand, best in class premium electric car category, but still they face a lot of problem from other brands like Chevrolet and GM in the beginning. So in order to overcome this, Tesla has again come out with a referral program as well as a brand advocate program, wherein both received $1,000 after a successful referral. I think the Model 3, which had got a referral program wherein they got free what do you call the supercharging for 1,000 miles. That was the biggest hit in the market. So orders for a Tesla car, solar panels and solar roof are eligible for the referral program, and anyone who is using the referral link can earn around 1,000 miles of free supercharging with the purchase of the new Tesla car. And it was available even for the other products like their solar energy system or solar roof. So that was like $100, which was given as a free after activation. Anybody who uses this referral link, the person who is having owning the solar panel would get an additional benefit. So these are the referral programs and loyalty programs which are used by companies to attract a lot of new customers. And with this we are coming to an end of the session. I shall be discussing about customer retention in the next session. Thank you.